I'm always working to improve my painting studio, buying things here and there for general hobbying, or just to make the space feel a little less like a goon cave. Today, I'm adding a Warhammer table to my painting studio. But which one? Welcome, traveler. My name is Blake Rhea, and this is Love, Death, and Dice. Something I've been needing lately is a proper gaming table. Not only for Warhammer, but to host friends for my painting nights, photograph armies for videos, or when I need a large flat surface for bigger builds I have planned. Most people will just build their tables, but I don't really have the space for that. So I scoured the internet hunting for purchasable options, and whispers of a table kept showing up everywhere I looked. The Frontline Gaming Table. There are scant few video reviews of this thing, which made me hesitant, but I decided to pull the trigger to see if this is my new favorite gaming table or expensive garbage for the likes of Temu. These opinions are my own. I bought this with my own money. I am under no obligation to Frontline Gaming. I did ask for a review copy, but my channel's baby still, so I was left on red. First Tinder, and now a major company. It arrived in a nice quality box. All the tears you see are from a certain cat of mine and not from the shipping. It comes in bubble wrap to protect the surface, but it still somehow got scuffed. Not chipped or dented, but lightly scuffed. This will be covered in a gaming mat most of the time, so it doesn't really bother me, it's just weird. The material is robust molded plastic. Outside taking a hammer to this thing, I'm sure it'll hold fine to my level of use. Something nice that they do is include the QC inspection paper, which shows step by step that they are delivering something in quality shape. You don't often see that in anything outside of electronics, so this is a good indication that this product is at a different level. Thank you for reviewing it, Ben. That's not the QC inspector, by the way. I have no idea who did it. Ben is just the name of one of my lovely patrons who I'm gonna mess with. Back to the table. Upon unfolding it, I encountered a problem. Loose screws. I was able to find where two of them came from, but the third is a ghost screw with no hole. Odd. Some screws were also loose, so I took the time to tighten everything down, but made an effort not to over-tighten. It looks like the screws are fastened right into the plastic without a nut, so stripping is a possibility. Strange that I had to check these screws myself, Ben from QC, but it only took me a few minutes, and once they're tightened, it's pretty sturdy. Each leg folds out individually, and then a metal loop locks the hinge. Normally, you would flip the table after this step, but it likes to fold when done by a single person. The table includes two crossbars that reinforce the leg connection and keep the table from folding. So, I attached these and then flipped it. The instruction manual recommends you insert these pipes at an angle, but once you do one that way, you can't do it with the other. It's too rigid, so you have to pop it in with a little guff. With the table set up, it's freaking solid, man, next to no wobble or bowing from the weight. It says it can support 300 pounds. So, to stress test this, I grabbed the heaviest thing in my studio. Oh, he's not happy. It's okay, boyo. Yeah. I threw down some boards and all the terrain I could fit. You truly don't realize how big 44 by 60 is until the board is set up. The space is gigantic. It's all of the surface I could ever need. One thing to note, though, is that the center seam isn't entirely flush. It won't tip a model or terrain piece over, but it will wobble slightly. Where I can see this being a problem is with cardboard gaming mats or tile games where a flush surface is much more critical. Fully built, it measures 44 by 60 and stands at 35 inches tall. This will cover pretty much any skirmish game up to 2,000 point Warhammer battles. I'm also going to get some mileage out of this for my games of Arkham Horror. That game takes up so much space. Folded down, it measures 44 by 30 and has a thickness of 3.5 inches. I can easily stash this under my bed, and the included handle makes moving setups a touch easier. The thing's heavy, manageable, but heavy. All in all, the table's very good, but I do have a couple of nitpicks. If you decide to sit on the long side of the table, the crossbar makes it difficult to fully tuck in your knees. Most people will be standing at this table, but when I want to host painting nights with friends, I can see this being a hang-up. Secondly, it's pretty unwieldy to set up by yourself. Should I ding it for this? Probably not. This table's meant for games of more than one person, so you probably have the manpower you need. But this is my hobby space, and pointless bitching rights go to me. Finally, if you're looking to purchase one of these, closely watch their website for stock updates. You could be waiting upwards of months to get one. It's a pain, but on the flip, you could also see this as a sign of their general desirability. Just like that, I have a gaming table all my own. Would I recommend it? Hell yeah, this thing is clearly a professional product and it fits my small studio needs almost perfectly. Save for the stuff Ben from QC missed, this thing is a tank. I'm just kidding, Ben. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you, Ben Sultan, for joining my Patreon, as well as Gazer and Sweetbee for having their name eternalized on my hobby toolkit. If you have the skills, you could always build your own table for a cheaper price tag, but that only works if you have the space for it. For me, the $230 price tag was more than worth it. Until next time, subscribe and happy painting.
There's nothing left to get back home to, so take the first bus in the station. Everywhere is nowhere to lost souls. Let's get lost by intention.